Hey guys, so it's Saturday and it's post number 6. Yeah, 6. I think 6. So today I just wanted to go over like a couple do's and don'ts. I mean, throughout the week we went over a bunch of stuff that kind of covers it. So some of this may seem really repetitive, but it's something. If I'm saying again, it's because it's really, really important. Obviously, there's some really common do's to do in the business, right? Like your power hour and your vital behaviors and to work on yourself and your own transformation. Those are all very, very common. But I think something that people seem to forget and they don't focus on is they focus on all the little things and they like, okay, I've got my post, so I'm good. Or if you're running out the door, you're just posting something quick and it's not really, valuable. So to me, one of the biggest do's to do in your business is obviously our business is all through social media. It's multi-level network marketing is basically what we're doing. The reason why it's a bit different for us is because we get the pleasure of honestly just sharing our life. And for me, it's something that I couldn't do any other business. I couldn't do something if I wasn't passionate about it. So one of the biggest things and one of the biggest do's that I always want to say is sharing your story. And I know it's really, really hard to be vulnerable. I know it's scary. But the thing is when you are really real and you're yourself on your social media, then people see that. And that's what's going to attract them to you, right? So between making sure that your posts have a lot of value and, like your content is, you're checking over it, you're looking at it, and you're making sure that it's the message that you're trying to get across to people. And I don't mean say, don't have corny posts every other post, but you really want to make sure that when somebody reads it, like it's touching them in a certain way. So what I do is I retract it. Because I'm trying to attract people like me. So if I were to read this, would that make me stop and read it and think, wow, I want to do what she's doing? Would it make me feel that way? And I do that, you guys, with almost every single post that I do. Another huge thing is when it comes to your social media, this is where I'm going to really focus because I need you guys to understand this is where people will find you. This is where people will start to follow you. And this is where people are going to reach out or they won't reach out. And it all is up to you. If you want to grow your business, you got to treat it like a business. So if I were to have a web page on, say I was doing photography and I wasn't sharing anything about photography, and if I was, it was only like once every few days, and then otherwise I was just showing all this random content, people are not going to revisit my page. They're not going to come back because they're like, well, I went there to look at photography. It's the same as this business, right? So if you look at your Facebook page right now or your Instagram page, can you tell a few of these things? Can you tell that you're a Beachbody coach? Can you tell that you enjoy coaching? Can you tell that you love fitness and healthy eating? Can you tell all those things by looking at it? Because ultimately, Facebook is something. For me, I work more on Facebook than I do Instagram. And honestly, the only reason is because I haven't really mastered Instagram the way I have Facebook. And I know that sometimes I'm eager to post all of the time. Sometimes you get like 2 good posts in a row and you're like, oh, I'm going to put them back to back. Don't do it, you guys. Think about it. Think about the content that you're posting and make sure you're posting 3 to 5 times a day. With that being said, make sure and spread your posts out. For me, in the morning, when I wake up, I'm groggy and I'm like, I don't really have any content. My brain's not even working yet. So I know that it's always a good time to just have a bunch of positive quotes. Like I have a bunch of positive quotes or little posts saved in my phone. I'll just hammer one of those out. So I'm still maintaining that positivity, right? And maintaining that fact how I feel. Or some people like to do their morning coffee, like, oh my God, wake up, stuff like that. It may not be Beachbody related, but it's still expressing your positive outlook on life and your positive transformation, right? So whether it's physical or whether it's you. I like to tell people all the time, look at your market. When are people most engaging on your social media? For me, it's in the evening. And sometimes that's really, really tough for me because it's during the day when I have the time to focus on my business. So what I do during the day is I make sure that I'm prepared and I have that evening post ready. And my evening post is usually the ones that I really want people to see. So my transformation photo, you'll never see a transformation photo during the day. It will always be in the late afternoon or evening because that's when people are most engaging. Same as like my call to actions. Call to actions are basically when you're inviting people to either join your team or to join your next challenge group. So those posts, it's really to pay attention. If I went to your page right now, would I know all of this stuff? Because I went to a couple of your guys' pages. Now keep in mind you guys are new, so this is a little bit different and you're still getting in the hang of it. If I went to your page and I'm seeing like photo albums or like shared random funny videos or all of this stuff, it's not appealing. People aren't really interested in it. Yeah, you'll get the odd like, stuff like that, but they won't know what you're doing. You really have to, and it's hard for some people because they like doing that, right? They like sharing all this fun stuff, but you have to remember, this is now basically your website. This is your business is all on social media. So it's a matter of taking it and revamping it to make sure that people know what you're doing, whether it's changing in your little info spot that you are a Beachbody coach or a health and wellness coach, because that was something that when people click on you or when you add them as a friend, you know, they're going to be like, oh, okay, somebody you don't know, maybe they're interested in that. Maybe they're curious about that. You have to let them know. If I click on your page and I see, 10 pictures of your dog, and the last post was 8 hours ago about anything to do with Beachbody, people aren't going to scroll through your page to find it, you guys. You have to make it there and noticeable and recognizable. So don't be posting and sharing random stuff. Another don't that I really started to change in my business right in the beginning when somebody, one of my upline coaches told me about it, was, when we come across those really good quotes, and we're always like, oh, I got to share that. It's really positive. Don't share it. Save the picture and post it as if you're posting it yourself, right? So you're getting other people to share it if they're interested in it, because that will bring people to your page. And it shows that you're being creative and you're finding this stuff. I often will take a really good quote that I find and I will actually remake it on either Rana Designs, like in one of my apps, or on Fonto or something like that. And then in the bottom, really, really small, if you look, I'll put like my website, and not my Beachbody website, my actual website, or I'll put my Instagram tag or my Facebook tag or whatever that may be, because then that draws more people to me. And this is a good habit for you guys to start. It may not be effective right away, but it's a good habit to start, because as you guys are growing and building, people are going to want to know how to find you. And so really making those posts your own and putting your own spin on them is really, really important. Another don't with social media, well, there's so many don'ts with social media, right? But make sure that your pictures are really, and your photos of whether they're yourself or whatever, that they're really, really crisp and clear. It's something that I've learned over time. Once you become a Beachbody coach, it's funny, we all become like masters of selfies. Sometimes I take 10 selfies before I get the perfect one to post. Don't just take a picture and go, okay, there, I did it, and post it. Really make sure it's clear and crisp and that it's eye-catching. You want everything. I always say, if someone's gonna see your post, are they gonna stop their scroll to see what it is? Always make it scroll stopping. So focus on lighting. If you want a clear picture, natural light is always the best light, but make sure if you're outside, make sure you're facing the sun. Just learn different angles and in the room, and to take the best possible picture that you can. I'm actually really excited because I'm going to have a couple of ladies do a team call about making scroll stopping posts, right? So another thing that I do to make my posts catchy, if you guys look at my stuff, a lot of the times I'll put like a little headline on the top of my post with like stars around it. Like if it's a really dramatic post or like raw post, I'll put warning, and that kind of gets people interested. So make it more interesting, make it more catching. where else was I going with this? I had a whole list, and then I turned the page because I was doing something else. Excuse me. So with social media, something that you have to learn to do, I talked about this previously on a video, is really engaging in other people's Facebook pages and Instagram pages. Because ultimately, I know with Facebook, not so much with Instagram, but the more that you're liking and commenting on other people's stuff, Facebook's going to be like, oh, she's an active person. Like, let's show her stuff more. I know it sounds silly, but you guys, that's the way it works, right? The more that you're sharing and showing, the more that your stuff's going to be brought to the top. And plus, if you have a post and somebody comments, make sure and respond to every single comment, because every time somebody comments, that brings your post to the top of the newsfeed, and every time you reply, it brings it back to the top of the newsfeed. So you really, really want to focus on making that engagement with people. Don'ts of Facebook. This was like a really random last minute thing. I wasn't really prepared today, but I just wanted to get on and make sure and get it done. Another thing that I find I did a lot of in the beginning of my business was join me, or, you know, oh, the 21-day fix is on sale. And I would do that all the way through the month. It's really okay to get those posts out there and let people know, but make sure that you're not spamming your page. So if you look at your page, does it look like you want people to find you appealing and your lifestyle and this new change? You want them to feel like, oh, I can trust and confide in this girl. You don't want them to think that you're a salesperson, because we're not. Ultimately, all we're doing is sharing our journey one day at a time, and it's really, really important that you focus on that. Another thing that I want you guys to focus on, because you guys are new to this business, is really engaging in the team page, because that's going to be the easiest way to get answers. If I'm not available, then there's going to be another leader on the team, whether it's, you know, Terry Lynn or Julie or one of the leaders in the team, that can kind of take you under their wing and give some advice. The more we're engaging, the better it's going to be. The biggest don't that I have for you guys, and this has nothing to do with social media, this purely has to do with your business. The biggest don't I have for you is do not compare yourself to anybody else. I learned this the hard way. I found myself in the beginning comparing myself to other new coaches who were quickly building their business, and it made me want to just stop. It made me want to just give up, you know, because I thought, well, they're doing it, why am I not doing it? And if it wasn't for one of our offline coaches that really talked me through it and explained that everybody's pace is different. Well, somebody else is winning the race and somebody else is behind. In a long race, those positions always change. And you got to remember, you guys, there's peaks and valleys in this business at all times. And you guys have a golden nugget in your hand, a golden egg in your hand. It's all on how you choose to take this business and run with it. People think it's all about being creative. It's not necessarily about creative. It's about duplicating what you've been taught. You know, everybody is here to help you and to teach you. This training is not going to make you $1 million coach. You're going to make yourself $1 million coach. You're going to be that person that runs this business, your way. We're just here to help guide you and lead you with stuff that's helped and worked for us. Even myself, I'm in a position right now where I'm constantly looking for new people to collaborate with and get new ideas, reach out to people, look for a success partner, find somebody that appeals to you, maybe not within our small team, but within like Alive and Well. Doing that stuff is okay. I actually encourage it for you to do that. It's just one of those things that when we find ourselves comparing each other to one another, it really ends up pulling us down more than it does anything else. And ultimately, you guys, we want to support and be excited for everybody else. It's such a good feeling. Like for me, I would love to watch all of you guys soar above me in this business. And the way I look at it is, I would not be upset because you're doing better than me. I would feel like I've done something great because I've helped you get there. Finding the little things and the best things out of this business are so key. And remember, it's all about working on you. It's not, and if you're comparing your journey to somebody else's, you're not really working on you. You're pulling yourself back. And it's just one of those things, and I want to make sure that this is really clear. This business can go, I have seen coaches make 6 figures in a very quick amount of time. And then I've seen it take coaches, some of the top coaches, 5-6 years. But this business really takes off when you hit that 1 year mark. 1 year of consistency, your business is going to take off because it takes a long time to fully understand so many aspects of it. I'm still learning, and I've been doing this for 15 months. I have just opened myself up to being excited about learning, and I want you guys to do the same. Ask a million questions, because the people that ask the questions, they're going to get the answers quicker. Unless you're sitting at home and you're not asking those questions, then you're just holding yourself back. Don't allow yourself to hold back. Find people. The one thing that I do tell people to do is where this is a do and a don't. Some coaches will say it's a definite don't. I like to say it's a definite do. And I learned this in Nashville at Summit this year. I had some coaches that I looked up to who were very adamant. Don't tell your team to be following other top leaders. Don't tell them to be following other Beachbody coaches, because you want them to create their own, their own style, their own business. And I sat with that, and I'm like, I can see that. But for me, I always followed coaches. I found I have some coaches that are diamond coaches all the way up to 15-star, superstar diamonds that I follow on a regular basis that give me motivation, and I see where they came in this business in a short amount of time or even a long amount of time, and they inspire me. And to me, they are the ones that have kept me going and let me know that it's possible. So yes, I agree with finding your own niche and creating your own business, but I do believe in following other people and then duplicating what they're doing and then making it your own when you find that confidence to do so. So for example, this new coach training, you guys are going to be doing this one day for your own team. You guys, this isn't always going to be me. Right now, I'm the one doing it, but you guys are going to build your team even bigger than mine. And we're going to have this huge team. I'm already super nervous for next year in New Orleans for Summit, because I'm thinking we're going to have to get a bunch of houses because there's going to be so many people going. But I just want you to know that this is your business and that you run it the way you want. But it does come down to consistency. And please make sure to do as much research as you can on social media and Beachbody coaching, because social media is your website. If you're only posting about Beachbody or Beachbody related once a day, your business isn't growing. If you're flooding it with, party pictures, people aren't going to take you seriously. If you're going to be posting about baby mama drama or baby daddy drama or whatever, who's going to want to be a part of your team when they know that's the type of person that they're jumping on board with? So really stop, do some research, do some YouTube trainings, really look into other top coaches on social media and see what they're doing. Follow mine, some of the other coaches on our team, even some of the posts, whether it's a picture of our children, it's still related because we're showing that we're happy. We're showing our new lifestyle, and we're showing that our family and that we're normal people. We want people to think we're normal people, not salespeople, you guys. So that's all I really have for today. Not too much on a Saturday. I really hope you guys are all doing your power hour today, your vital behaviors. Make sure it's a good day to get your personal development in and pump you up. Mondays are always my biggest day. Sundays and Mondays are my 2 biggest days for business. Sunday evening when everybody's recovering from the weekend and feeling like crap and ready to make that change. And Monday because they all go back to work and they're like, I need a new job. So keep in mind, make up some good big posts. And I hope you guys are being consistent with your social media. Please post questions and engage in this training, you guys. This is what's going to help you out.